Hi guys, this will be my introduction video. The idea of making these videos and this vlog is to inspire people, to help people, and to use my life story and my life experiences to inspire other people fighting the same battles and who has similar struggles. I was diagnosed with bipolar in 1998 when I was 18 years old. I've been living with diagnosis since then. When I was first diagnosed with bipolar, it felt like a death sentence to me. And for many years after it, I would go on medication, off medication. I would go from one doctor to the next. I would even try and get doctors to remove the diagnosis from me and undiagnose me as not having bipolar. The problem with that is that when you don't seek help, it will destroy your life, it will destroy your relationships. Now let me tell you a bit about my life and how my life caused my bipolar to be even worse than normal. Now, I was born in 1980. My mom, when she was pregnant with me, didn't really want me. She tried to lose me. When I was born, she didn't want anything to do with me, so my grand took me on. She raised me, she took care of me. When I went to school, I was bullied at school. My whole entire school career I got bullied. Teachers didn't like me, kids didn't like me. I remember I had this one teacher when I was grade 3. She actually, one day we wrote a test, and she didn't even mark my test. She just drew a big X through my test and wrote a 0, and she told the class, look, he failed, he got 0, laugh at him. And that broke me. That actually broke me for the rest of my school career, and that made the bullying worse. The kids started making fun of me, and a teacher picked on me. I'll tell you more about it in one of my videos. There was a lot of issues with that school teacher. And I had a lot of issues at school, periods. I hated school, I hated my life. Since I was a child, whenever I had to go to school, I wished I could just sink into the ground and die or vanish off the earth. As I was growing up, I was moved from my grand to my aunt and my uncle who took me on. They were very good to me, but also there was a lot of bullying at home. My aunt was quite a strong woman, and because I wasn't one of her own kids, I had to do everything. If something went wrong, I got blamed for it. And I had to massage her feet, I had to massage her back, I had to do the dishes. I mean, she had servants, don't get me wrong, but her servants got treated better than I did. But anyway, all of that is in the past. Even with my mum, we've made peace. She's my mother. I know she also has a mental illness that she has been living with her whole life. I don't blame her for what she's done. I've forgiven her, I've forgiven my aunt. I've moved past all of that. But I wouldn't want any of that stuff that ever happened to me to happen to someone else. So anyway, when I turned 18, I tried to join churches. I went from church to church. I thought, religion can maybe save me, because you see all of these preachers on TV and they're healing people and they're doing all of these miracles, and turn to religion, it gives you hope, it's going to save you, it's going to save your life. In fact, when I found out about my bipolar, I started getting accused of being on drugs. Well, I fought accusation my whole life, even as a child. They accused me of being a Satanist. I got kicked out of a church, and I would try and join the next church, and somebody in that church would hear about a story from a previous church or somebody they know. I would get kicked out of that church. I was accused of everything possible. And seriously, I've never done drugs in my life. Never. Didn't even think about it, didn't touch it. So, long story short, I was a chronic cutter. I used to cut so much that I would actually run out of space to cut myself. I've survived multiple suicide attempts in my life. I've been in hospital a few times. I've been resuscitated a couple of times. And these are the times that I actually ended up in hospital for attempted suicide. Some of the times I just passed out or fell asleep and woke up the next day with a hell of a pain and stuff. So I tried to get jobs. First I studied IT, I studied web programming, I'm a web developer, and then I tried to find a job. But because of the reputation I had with the churches, people didn't want to hire me. Or I would get a job, the story would get to my employer, and they would find a way to get rid of me. People don't really want to employ you if you have a past of bipolar, and if they find out that you were a cutter. Even though I always hit my cuts very well, somehow people always find out about it. So my journey took me to leave town. I eventually went to work on cruise lines. I spent 5 years on cruise lines, managed to hide my bipolar very well. I was on medication at that time, but I was very busy all of the time, and that kind of helped me to cope. The problem was when I didn't work, I spent a lot of time in the crew gym or the training center learning or exercising. So it took a lot of discipline and a lot of effort on my behalf from my side to hide it and to not react to it. But after 5 years of living in a small quarters with someone else, and you would get through your room and open your door and your roommate has like a girlfriend or two girlfriends there, and you eventually just get fed up with it. So after 5 years I left the cruise lines. I tried to get a job on land, didn't work out. I crashed. I decided to get myself admitted to a psychiatric hospital. I thought, I'll go there, I'll get the right medication, these guys are professionals, they're going to help me, I'm going to come out healed. And worst mistake of my life, only thing it made me realize the only person who can help me is myself. I was there for 4 weeks, and most of the time it looks like a prison. It's like prison bars everywhere. You see a psychiatrist for maybe 15 minutes a week, and you can't really blame them because they've got so many patients, they've got they're short-staffed, and you're 4 people living in a room, and you might have bipolar, another person might have anxiety, you might have somebody who talks to himself 24 hours a day, and you're locked in a room from about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Right after dinner, you get dinner early, then you go to your room, and they expect you to sleep till 8 o'clock the next morning, when they will come around, and then the patients have not woken up and showered, then I wait for them to shower, and I go into, and then they all get rounded up and they go into the shower one by one, and you have to wait for them, and then it's medication, and then it's breakfast, and you have a few hours in the sun, and it's lunchtime, and then it's an hour to 2 hours sleep time. No, I will never go in the hospital, ever see me again. So I got out of the hospital. I had a bit of a relapse. I met an amazing woman. I actually met her on Facebook. Told her my life story, and she said, "Come, I'll help you." So I moved to her, and I had one relapse after I moved to her, where I cut myself and I wanted to attempt suicide, and she helped me. It's now 5 years. That was 2016. It's now 5 years that I've been clean. I have not cut myself, I have not attempted suicide. I've had a few jobs in the meantime, but because my bipolar is very severe, I'm unable to hold on to a job. So I've been taking on websites here and there from clients that she found for me to make money, but the rest of the time I work in return for her. I help her with her website, her IT, and I live in nature. I love it here. It's a quiet life. I wake up in the morning, I've got some chores to do around the house, in the garden. Sometimes I'll go and do some maintenance. The other day I painted one roof. Well, it took me 3 days, but hey, it was fun. I kind of enjoyed it, and afterwards you feel so good. You're like, wow, I've done something. And I'm proud of myself. Look how amazing this roof looked. Look how bad it looked before, and I sanded it, I cleaned it, I painted it. It's actually amazing. So I'm going to do a lot more videos. I will try and do a video a day. Some days I might skip. But what I want to tell people with my videos and my vlog is that when you live with bipolar or any mental illness, the most important part is get help, get therapy. First admit that you've got a problem. Then you get help. get medication, take your medication daily. And we have a tendency, when you live a bipolar, to think that the rest of the world is a problem, everybody else is against us, and that's not true. I'll elaborate on that. But sometimes we have to admit that we cause the problem, we are the problem. We cause damage, we hurt people, we disappoint people, and we have to admit to that. And it took me 5 years to learn that through a lot of therapy. This girl she studied psychology, she doesn't practice, but she studied psychology. She's been giving me art therapy, counseling daily, and it's been amazing. I love her to bits, I love her for my life, I've got a world of respect for her and her family, and I've decided that in order to give back, because I can't really give back to her, she's fed me, she's clothed me, she gave me a place to sleep, and she's just been amazing. So I want to use my life story to inspire you guys. And as I make videos, I will go more on topic, discuss certain things in my life. I wasn't always a victim. Sometimes other people were my victims of my mistakes. Sometimes I've done damage. Sometimes people do damage to me. And you get bullied, but sometimes you're also a bully. And I've learned a lot from this girl because she's open, she's honest, she always tells me the truth, she says it as it is. And now I'm going to impart what I've learned to you guys. So I'll see you guys in my next video. I would like to introduce you guys to someone amazing. This is Flash. This is my emotional support baby. Hey Flash, say hello to everybody. I got him as my birthday present a few years ago. And he's just an amazing cat. So, bye Flash. Okay. Let's go Flash. Say hi to the guys. Say bye bye. And see you guys in the next video. Take care. And remember, there's always hope. And the greatest gift you can have in life is love. And start to get help. Start to admit it, you have a problem, and learn to love yourself and learn to love those who stand by you. See you guys soon. Goodbye.